it just got real serious. Now, the covert wars is here, and we talked about in our last couple of videos. That's a classified war that's happening, and it's pinpointed in certain territories. But we want to first go into the fact that hundreds of Southwest flights canceled after 2 disruptions in 24 hours. Also, it's been stuff happening off the coastlines where last couple of videos, that's the classified war that's happening, and it's pinpointed in certain territories. But we want to first go into the fact that hundreds of Southwest flights canceled after 2 disruptions in 24 hours. Also, it's been stuff happening off the coastlines where, basically they're getting flights buzzed and stuff like that over by Hawaii. I'll have all the information coming up, and they're moving big shipments of things, all types of stuff going on here. We'll lead you up into that as it comes. But what is the excuse for this grounding of airline flights? It was canceled in the past 24 hours due to a series of technical issues, the airline said, leaving passengers distraught. I told you it's coming and no one's ready. And this is another example of that. Leaving passengers distraught in airports across the country. By Tuesday afternoon, the most recent ground stop had been lifted, and Southwest said it's in the process of resuming normal operations. The airline first grounded planes on Monday night after third-party weather data provided experienced intermittent performance issues that kept it transmitting data required. So they're trying to tell you it's all about weather and it's all about that. And so at the same time, one of the U.S. military bases was hit not too far from the United States. So you got to remember, the war is opening up on multiple different fronts, and we're going to get into that. Thanks for tuning in. Russia did one of its largest exercises since the Cold War just a few days ago. So we want to talk about in detail some of this stuff, because all the events that circulate around this stuff, they're not going to the States. So you got to remember, the war is opening up on multiple different fronts, and we're going to get into that. Thanks for tuning in. Russia did one of its largest exercises since the Cold War just a few days ago. So we want to talk about in detail some of this stuff, because all the events that circulate around this stuff, they're not going to tell you the least bit of what's going on. So this was some of the drills, obviously, where they went through the waters and stuff like that. But let's get into the next piece of information I want to talk about. U.S. soldiers unharmed after car bomb explodes inside Columbia military base, injuring dozens. So again, that's one of the military's areas where they're at. So strategically, wouldn't somebody try to hit a base that's close? And again, remember, Colombia is not far from Mexico. Mexico is not far from the United States. So obviously something is going on here. A car bomb exploded inside a military base in Colombian border town on Tuesday, leaving 36 people injured, including the 3 in critical condition. So what are the chances that Southwest Airlines are down? I'm asking y'all the question. What's the chances that Southwest Airlines down Monday, Tuesday? Car bomb hits the same Tuesday as well. What are the chances all these events happen all in the same sequence? Colombia investigating after car bomb injuries 36 at military base. Minister says 2 men drove a Toyota truck onto a military base in the city of Cucuta, or however you say it, near the border of Venezuela. So there it is right there, and they're showing you they drove in and then they hit the spot. I mean, I put a video out yesterday of a lot of other events going on. I'll put that video that leads you up into what else is happening as well. Colombia's defense minister said 2 explosions took place on Tuesday at a base by the 30th Army Brigade in northwest eastern city of Cucuta, something like that. Cucuta, I think that's how you say it. Cucuta. The Colombian government is investigating after a car bomb explosion in a military base near the country's border with Venezuela injured 36 people. Remember, U.S. military didn't want to invade Venezuela because of the jungle warfare tactics, and because Russia and China also is invested heavily over there. So what is going on in that region for this to happen? This pinpoints a larger operation opening up, and so it's gonna get more crazy. So the airline's getting down for 2 days, and I was looking, I thought it was 3 days. I thought they was down again, but they may not be. They're saying they're resuming, but they're just telling you it's just technical issues. Don't worry, oh no, stop, calm down. Sit down for 2 days, have your flight delayed, and don't worry, it's just weather data. So that's the psychological op that basically we're under right now. And you won't get to know a lot of stuff. And it was, I told you just a few days ago, it will be random events, and they're going to continue to have these random events, and they're going to just give you this watered down press release so that you can go back to normality while you're under a covert warfare. So, moving on into the piece of information I wanted to say. This is a video I put out yesterday that leads you up into what else is happening even more. And they got this big magnetized thing that they're going to use for the artificial sun. And this is the video right here. It's here. Nobody will tell you it's happening. I'm going to drop the link to that in the comment section here below. I'm going to drop the link to that video in the comment section below, because that even details what's happening even further. As you know, it's an encirclement plan on the Chinese troops, but at the same time, they got this technology inside of Houston that they're finna ship to France. That's like something out of sci-fi. They can zap your butt up, and if you nanotech, then maybe you might be one of the people that could be. So you know what I'm talking about. So that video link is down below, and I wanted to update y'all on this real quickly here, because it's going to be more events like this coming out to be. But remember, like I said, if you want to be reliant, download the app, picture this, look for edible plants and all the things you can, and make sure you know where water resources is close to you, and be self-reliant. Don't be scared. Be ready. So again, going into this next part of information here is just to close out the video. Fix the World Project Morocco. You can that link will be below, and you can donate to support the broadcast. It help us keep going. Remember, totally demonetized on this channel, but on my second channel I'm not. So thanks for your support. Share this video, get it out, let people know these events are not just random acts, but there's something more behind them. We're going to continue to follow these events for you. And thanks for tuning in today.
And no one is ready. Thanks for tuning in here live today on JWTV. Every day I report on something. It's not going to be apparent what's happening, but it's going to be apparent that it's a cover-up behind the scenes. And I'm going to take you into later a video I did on JWTV show that pretty much details why the events are going to break down like this. We got mega droughts coming. We got lots of stuff coming. Events are ramping up. San Antonio military base hit a lockdown after active shooter report today. Wednesday reporting 2 active shooters. A spokesperson walked back those reports though. So the spokesperson told us that it was shooters, and then all of a sudden it just wasn't happening anymore. San Antonio and Lackland Air Force Base was briefly under lockdown Wednesday midday after authorities reported an active shooter situation after hearing reports of shots fired near the Texas base. So it was reports of shots fired. They had the military walking out there with guns, obviously. And so law enforcement officials respond to a possible shooter situation. It says the lockdown has been since lifted and there are no reports of injuries. Joint Base San Antonio Lackland spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Brian Loveless said in a press conference. Oh, just because they said it doesn't mean that nothing happened. It's just this is going to be the new norm for big things happening in the public, because they've come out and said what they're going to get ready to do. And I'll lead you up into that here in just a few, because there was a report put out about what's going to be going on secretively on soil. So now it's going to get even more secretive than ever before. New York. Oh, yeah. Another thing, New York Law Department. Let's get that out the way. New York Law Department system still down 3 days after hack uncovered. So 3 days after the hack, their system is still down. And it goes in and says city's law department computer system remained down Tuesday, about 3 days after investigators discovered the agency had been hacked. So now they're hacking the police departments, they're hacking subway stations, they're hacking water supplies. People are not ready for what's coming. And again, am I ready for what's coming? I mean, no. But I'm saying that we all have to be more ready each and every day by getting the food and items we need, and just remembering how to be self-reliant. And remember, download the app, picture this. I keep telling people to do that. You think it's a joke, but you better do it. And then you can print out all the plants that you find that's edible in your area. Anyway, the FBI and members of City Cyber Command are doing a forensic analysis of the incident and trying to suss out the motive for the attack, which was first reported. So this is the new norm now, where you wake up and everything is just, he hacked. Oh my God, it's just normal now. And it was an article I was saying, are we just waiting for everybody to get hacked? Like, we're supposed to be so advanced in technology and all this stuff, and we know all this, but we're just getting hacked, right? And it's just a norm, because that's a part of the Great Reset. Mega drought takes dramatic toll on Colorado River system that provides water up to 40 million people. 40 million people. Remember, I was telling y'all about a drought coming? And it's coming. And people are not happy about it. And it's also sparking, like, people all looking into just, uprising and everything. Like, I'm not pushing that, but I'm saying all these escalations was what the UN said in the global governance documents. Billions displaced on water crisis alone. So strategically, Colorado, Arizona, Utah, all those areas are going to be hit with record levels of drought. And is it engineered? That's the question, because if you go deep into the inner earth, obviously it's not a drought happening in the inner earth. It's not. It's plenty water there. So check out this report right here. So the Guardian puts it out, and this is just recently. I'm in mega drought. They always got to target you. Right-wing militia stokes water rebellion in U.S. West. Demonstrations have sparked fears of confrontation between law enforcement and right-wing anti-government activists. June 8, 2021. Fears of confrontation between law enforcement and right-wing militia supporters over control of water in drought-stricken American West have been sparked by protests at the Klamath Falls in Oregon. Protests affiliated with right-wing anti-government activist Ammon Bundy People's Rights Network are threatening to break a deadlock over water management in the area by unilaterally opening the head gates of a reservoir. The protests have reawakened memories of not only the recent standoffs with federal agencies, including the one led by Bundy in East Oregon in 2016. So, moving along into this report, we're telling you that it's going to be lots of stuff going on. And all these situations, let's get this out the way, brings us into the furtherance of the agenda that's coming. Now, I wanted to show you this video I put out earlier on JWTV show, and I'm going to put a link to that here. And you got to go subscribe to that channel if you haven't. It's this new secret U.S. versus China World War III events mysteriously begins. I'll have a video leading up to it. Now, I didn't try to go into the video, but I'll have a video leading you up into it right now. And I'm going to put that link in the comment section so you can get that video clip, and then you can go check that out, because you got to go check this one out, because it's basically highlighting what's going to happen on U.S. soil and how it's all going to break down. So I also did a video about Exposed, hidden CERN like on Earth. And I know I look dark as heck in here because obviously I'm black, but that's how it is. Exposed, hidden CERN like sky collide on Earth. I put all that out yesterday. You need to go check that out. But this really highlights right here where we're going, and I'll have a video on the end screens leading up to that.